Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's Indie Artist Music Hustle with Blind Intelligence. I'm your host, Miss Ronnie, where I always seek to give you exquisite cranial repertoire. This week, we have a very special guest, and he goes by the name of Brian, but we're going to let him tell you all about his stage name and everything. Hello, how are you doing?
Hi, Ms. Ronnie. How are you today? Thanks for having me on.
I'm doing just fine. Thank you for coming. We're going to start off with letting you take over and tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
My name is Brian Doucette. I'm an East Coast Canadian rocker. I do a little bit of everything. I probably travel through I'm pretty sure my albums cover every different genre you can think of, but for the most part, mostly rock and roll. I've been at it since I've been doing it professionally since 2016. Born and raised in Cape Breton Island on the east coast of Canada, and I'm based out of Halifax, Nova Scotia right now.
Okay. I know when I spoke to you over the weekend that you were traveling, getting ready to do a show. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
I sure do. I was playing a buddy of mine. It was his 50th birthday party, and they asked me to come up and play. It was in Fredericton, New Brunswick. I spent about 10 years there. I used to be in the Canadian Forces, and I was in base Gagetown for almost a decade. And one of my really good friends was asked me to come up and play his birthday party. So made a bit of a road trip and had a fantastic time. And yeah, it was great. It was great to go up and see everybody, especially since the world is pretty right out of her right now. So to actually be allowed to travel, to not have to worry about snipers watching me cross any borders was good. And so it was really great to see everybody, and it was great to go out there because it's kind of Fredericton is kind of well, it is a second home to me. So getting to go up there and see all my friends for the first time in 2 years was yeah, it was an amazing feeling, and it's also where I got my start. So it was really great to go up there and party with those guys and play some tunes for them. And my a good friend of mine, Ryan Keynes, he's been playing with me since the beginning. He was up there and he came up to back me up and stuff. And yeah, we put on a really great show for a really great crowd. So definitely worth the trip. I'm back in
Okay.
Nova Scotia now though, so.
Okay. So tell me this. Um, since you that was a live performance that you done, and you told me that you actually started being a professional artist in 2016. What made you make the transition from doing it as a hobby to being a professional?
Pretty much. Well, I mean, I've been writing my whole life. I've been writing songs and stuff, mostly poetry, but I started putting kind of poems to guitar chords, and wow, a long time ago. So when I started actually working up the nerve to play them for people, I had friends of mine in Fredericton, New Brunswick, that basically said that I should invest some money and do some professional recording and get like a solid producer to help me kind of put some life into these songs. And yeah, the first song I released was a song called "Smoking and Drinking," and I had really good reviews and stuff. And I was pretty much hooked from there. I started playing live for people, and I mean, I've been playing guitar for almost well over 20 years now, and yeah, pretty much I just the positive feedback had me kind of hooked, and I'm pretty addicted now. So
Okay, so tell me, how would you describe your genre of music? What special seasoning do you put on the genre to give it a new name for yourself?
I like. Well, I sound. I think I have a very original sound. I don't think I don't think I sound like. I don't sound like every. And not that I not to like knock anybody or anything like that. I just think I have a very original sound. My influences are pretty broad. Like a lot of my music is basically, I wouldn't say heavy metal, but like it's hard rock where I replace the rhythm guitar with an acoustic guitar, for example, just for that original sound. I think I have an original voice, and I think and I've always been kind of attracted to artists that as soon as you hear them, you know who it is that you're listening to, and I think I have that about me, and I think that's what kind of makes me. I think that's what makes me appealing is I'm different from what
Okay.
you would normally hear on the radio. Also, with that, I feel like my albums. I have three albums. I just released my third album this past April, and I
That was
truly
some
believe that there's
congratulations.
Oh, thanks. And
I said
I
that was
truly
gonna be
believe
my
it.
next question.
What's that?
I said that was gonna be my next question.
Oh.
That's okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
But I feel like on all three of my albums, I truly feel that there's something on there for everybody. There's something on there for everybody to enjoy, even if they don't enjoy the whole album. I hope they do. But even if they don't, I feel like there's something on there for everybody, and there's something for everybody to enjoy on there. Plus, it's a real element. I don't I basically write songs about my life and life experiences, hopes, dreams, bad times, good times, that kind of thing. And I think there's an authenticity about my music. So I think that's probably the main points of my appeal.
Okay. So tell me about your strengths and weaknesses as an artist from first album to third album.
I think from the first album to the third album, I think you can hear improvements. I've learned a lot of lessons, unfortunately the hard way. And I think if you were to listen to the first song in the first album to the last song in the third album, I think you'll notice I think you can see the improvement and the growth as of me as an artist as it kind of goes through it. Everything between production to my songwriting to my lyric writing, guitar playing, the whole bit. I mean, I feel like everything has improved right from the start to the finish. I'm only
Okay.
getting better.
All right. So tell me about your process when that you use when writing a song.
Ooh, it depends on the day, really. I've seen me come home having I've seen me come home having after having a bad day, and I write a song that, truth be told, a lot of times those songs don't even end up getting recorded because it's F F F. Yeah, I think it depends on the day, really. Like if I'm having a good day or if I'm feeling a party vibe, I'll go back to the song "Smoking and Drinking." When I wrote that, it was on Canada Day, and I was sitting home. In the afternoon, it was like 35 degrees, best summer day you could imagine. And I was waiting for a friend of mine to get ready so we could go out partying during the day, and he was taking forever. So as I was sitting there and excited to go partying, I penned down the lyrics to "Smoking and Drinking." In probably all of maybe 15, 20 minutes it took me to write it. And then I've got other songs that I've been sober for a year and a half now, for 18 months, and I penned the
Congratulations.
lyrics too. Oh, thanks so much. I penned the lyrics to a song called "Idle Hands" that I'd written about basically addiction and stuff, and I penned that down at the end of a 4 or 5 day drinking binge, and I ended up, and it ended up turning out to be an incredible song because again, like everything I write, it's from my brain, from my heart, my own life experiences and that, and it's that authenticity. Um, and then I'll have days where I've had songs pop into my head, like wake up in the morning and have a beat in my head or even lyrics or whatnot, and kind of have it. Usually when that happens, it sticks with me for the whole day. So if I'm at work or whatnot, I'll come home and start writing lyrics to that and find it on the guitar and stuff. And I've had that happen before. So I feel like my process in songwriting is kind of all over the map. On that same note, I've sat and I've written poems or a set of lyrics and then put them off to the side and then kind of tripped over them a couple years later. And
Okay.
oh, look at that. Why did I never do anything with that before? And then I would do something with it that way. And a lot of times it's just a matter of like Xing out a syllable here and there, changing a word, and sometimes it turns into a really cool song. So I guess my songwriting process is it's pretty all over the map. Depends on the day, depends on the mood and stuff like that. But
Tell me about the current project that you have out now.
the current projects.
Hmm.
Mostly right now, I got a lot of. Well, we're pretty close to back in full force playing live music up here, which is fantastic because it's been a very weird, very very tough 18 months or whatever we're at now. Right at the moment, I'm pretty much just playing live. I got a couple big dates coming up here in September here in Halifax. And then I got projects. I also do event organizing. I've organized three different events just this year, and kind of like, you're mixing it in with, are we in lockdown? Are we not in lockdown? I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
I do. I do. I do. So
So
tell me, as an artist, what has been one of your most successful collaborative projects?
that is a good question. I've had a few. I guess off the top of my head, in the last couple of months, me and a good friend of mine, good buddy of mine, incredibly talented individual as well, Tony Trimper. Me and my buddy Tony Trimper have been writing songs about historical events,
Mm-hmm.
and one of them is being a spot. The song is called Boxing Rock, and it's there's a beer company, a beer brewery up here called Boxing Rock. So we wrote where they got the name Boxing Rock from, and it's basically about a spot down in the Annapolis Valley here in Nova Scotia. It's about a spot where back in the days of like I'm talking 1700s, 1800s, ships would come in, and if guys got into a fight on the ship, they would basically drop them off at this rock. And when the tide would go out, they would get on the rock and fight. And by the end of it, they would either be at the pub, friends again, drinking beer, or only one of them would get back onto the ship.
I just about to say one of them would be dead.
Or they'd be best friends again and come back onto the ship. And we've also written a song about the band on the Titanic
Okay.
that they played, literally they played until the ship sank, until their instruments were underwater, and it was to keep the crowd on the Titanic calm. So we wrote a song about that, and we've got a couple other songs coming up, and a couple projects, and we're looking at making a an EP of like historical songs, stuff from around here, and whatever we kind of come up with. Our next one is going to be about the Halifax explosion, and a man named Vincent Coleman, who was responsible for stopping one of the trains that was coming in before the explosion. So he saved like a couple hundred lives, and literally stayed until he died. Right after he had got this train stopped, the explosion happened, and he died. So that's our next project, and we've got another couple ideas. So I
Sounds
think
like
right
you're
now
a
we'll be
history
at the
buff.
top of.
I said, sounds like you're a history buff.
Well, yeah, no. I mean, I do enjoy it. Like I like going, I like traveling and that, and usually the first spot I'll go to is somewhere where it's got some sort of a history vibe to it. I was in Los Angeles 2 years ago, and me and my girlfriend went to the Rainbow and the Whiskey a Go Go, and she doesn't know anything about like I used to like Guns N' Roses and stuff like that, and she doesn't know anything about that. So we went to this bar, and they had the Polaroids up on the walls and all that. I'm walking around taking pictures, but all she sees is this bar, and she has no idea why I'm so excited and taking pictures. And she's like, "What's wrong with you?" And it's like, "Baby, look at that! That's Slash! That's Slash on the wall right there. You're sitting right there, right? Excited and that." But yeah, I like history. I went on tour to Romania with the military a couple years ago, and that I mean some of the buildings that are there are like 300 and 400 BC, and that really amazed me, right? Just knowing that stuff has been there for that long, like.
Well, you seem like you live a very interesting life, and if all of your music that you're saying is about life experiences, then I'm sure that you have some great things. And I thank you for coming. So I want you to tell everybody your social media handle, where they can find you, where they can find your music at, where they can follow you, and any last minute words that you might have.
Yeah, for sure. My name is Brian Doucette. You can find me on every bit of the social media poison that you can think of. I'm on Facebook, Brian Doucette music page on Facebook, Deuce underscore Brian on Instagram. I'm on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, and everything that you can pretty
What's
much
your
think
social
of to
media
check me
handle?
out.
What's your social media handles at Brian Do Shit?
At Brian Doucette. Yeah, on Twitter. Actually, Brian Deuce 247 on Twitter.
Okay.
And Yeah, all that other stuff that's been poisoning our brains.
All right. Y'all heard him. You can find him on all social media platforms, on all distribution platforms, and you can find us on all podcasting platforms, on IGTV, on Facebook video, and on YouTube. Thank you for coming.
Thanks so much for having me. It was a blast.
All right.